Hey, my name is Albert Orange, and welcome to another episode of Pod by Orange, episode 84, recorded March 2nd, 2024 at 9:13 p.m., starting at 9:13 p.m. This is going to be late. It's a late one for sure. But hopefully I can get this done by 10 p.m. today and get it uploaded, like 5 minutes before midnight. Just like I used to do with all of my community college assignments, Always put it off till the last minute, In the meantime, go ahead and spend hours upon hours playing a bunch of games on your iPhone and your iPad. Did you hear that voice crack I had just then? I hope you're all having a good day. I don't want to, start off on like a bad note. But I did spend way too much time on my iPad just playing this game that I have called Retro Bowl. Okay, I don't know if anyone's ever played that game, but basically it's like Madden. It's like Madden NFL, but for like the iPad and the iPhone, and it's like a retro. It's like a retro look to it. So like the graphics are not good. It's like 8-bit graphics, 8-bit music and stuff, and so yeah, that's literally all I've been playing. I've been playing the college version, and I've been playing the pro version, and so yeah, that's all I've been doing this entire past week, when I could have been doing something else more productive, like going to the gym. I haven't gone to the gym in 2 weeks, over 2 weeks now, thanks to my procrastination. And I have only myself to blame, so I guess I'm kind of down about that, but, life goes on. We'll try to do better next week, tomorrow, I'm currently watching a soccer game. It's Atlas against America. It's 5-1 America. It's the Liga MX. And I should say it's La America contra Atlas. Goal, 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 goal. They just scored a goal, a fifth goal. America. Club America. It's the 87th minute right now, and Atlas is playing with only 10 players right now. So I guess America is just on like a permanent power play for the rest of the match. So it's not the only match that I've seen today. It's not going to be the last one either, because earlier today I watched Lionel Messi with Inter Miami take on the what are they called? I guess it's Orlando FC or FC Orlando, whatever they're called, whatever they call themselves. And yeah, that was a 5-0 score at the end of the game. I think 2 came from Luis Suarez, and then Suarez got an assist. He assisted Robert Taylor, and then Suarez assisted Messi, who got a header, and Messi also got another goal in with his chest. So, and apparently that's his second ever goal that he scored with his chest. So now he's up to like 873 goals or something like that, which is just crazy. I don't care that, people here won't appreciate the privilege and honor it is to watch this man play. Because I know that, like, Lionel Messi, I know everyone's, hot on him right now. Like, I know he's like the biggest guy on the planet, at least in terms of soccer, but and I know I'm not saying anything new here, but I just wanted to say, because I haven't said it before on this show, watching this man play, after so long, after about hearing this about this guy for so long, and actually being able to watch him play, in the same country as me, and I got the season pass on MLS, just to watch him play, but also to watch the Seattle Sounders, who I will get to in a minute. I just hope Lionel Messi just doesn't get injured, because, I would be very upset if he did. I know that Inter Miami is not my team, but for Messi, I will root for Messi. Okay, that is we will never see another guy like him on the soccer field ever again, ever. Not in our lifetimes. So I'm going to try my best to just appreciate him every single match that I get to watch for him. I don't think Seattle and Inter Miami are going to be playing any matches this year. Hopefully they will next year or the year after that, however many years Lionel Messi is with Inter Miami, I hope that he'll come over to Seattle so that I can watch him play. And if not, well, hey, at least I'll be able to watch him play with this season pass that I got. It's just special. It's a very special thing. It's a very cool thing to see. So anyways, I don't wanna glaze over Lionel Messi. I don't want that to be the only thing that I do on this podcast, but it was just special. It was very special. Like I said, I've been hearing about him for the last 10 years, and I never really felt any type of way about Lionel Messi or I don't know, Cristiano Ronaldo or Real Madrid or Barcelona. I didn't really care enough to get cable just to watch those teams or anything. So I'm not the biggest Lionel Messi fan on the planet. Okay. But as long as I am able to watch him, hey, I will watch every minute of Lionel Messi in the MLS for as long as I can. As long as he can play, I think it'll be a nice special ride to see that. So yeah, and so they won 5-0 earlier today against Orlando, which was just it was just crazy. And apparently Orlando was the only team to to seem to be the team to stand up to Lionel Messi and Inter Miami. And they did not defend against Luis Suarez and Messi. I mean, they barely showed up, and it was just man, that was That was just, it was really cool. But my goodness, like it was over by halftime. Like it was 3-0 by halftime, and it was just like, man, like, do I want to keep watching this? Like, the game is already won. And then they go ahead and score 2 more goals. Actually, it's just Messi that scores 2 more goals in the second half. Of course, one with the help of Luis Suarez. And so, man, that was just... I'm really glad that I didn't tune out, that I didn't tune out of that game, because there was another game, man. There was another game. It was LAFC against Real Salt Lake, and they were on a weather delay. And I go ahead and tune in during halftime of the Inter Miami game, and my goodness, I have never seen this before. If you haven't seen this, okay, go ahead and tune into the highlights for the LAFC Real Salt Lake, or I'm sorry, Real Salt Lake game for March 2nd, 2024, because that game, it was snowing so hard. The entire field was like, it was just covered with snow. It was probably like a couple of inches of snow on that field, and I've never seen anything like it before. I have never seen a soccer match being played with at least 2 inches of snow on the field. It was crazy. I have never seen that before. And excuse me, I had to clear my throat. And it was just crazy. And so I kind of wanted to stay tuned into that match to watch it, but then, I don't know, something just told me, hey, like, Lionel Messi, it's half the reason why you even spent $79 on this season pass thing, you got to watch Lionel Messi. I don't care if the game is basically over, who knows, like, anything could happen, and luckily enough, surely enough, Lionel Messi, man, he just goes in with the first one with his chest, and then the second one with a header. Oh my goodness, man. He could have had a hat trick in that game as well, because there was a penalty shot. No, it wasn't a penalty shot. It was just a free kick. Yeah, no, it was just a free kick, and he took 2 free kicks to the goal in the entire game, in the whole game, and he missed both of those. And I remember the second one of those, he was so freaking close to getting it. So close. It hit the post, and it went out wide after that, and so... but still, they were just keeping that threat on Orlando, and it was just wild. So, what a privilege it is to watch Lionel Messi. World Cup winner. Obviously all the success that he's had with Barcelona. Apparently he won the League's Cup already with Miami. They got to come to Seattle. I would love to watch a Seattle Sounders Inter Miami match nowadays. I'd buy the tickets to that in a heartbeat. I don't care if I have to pay more money for college. Okay, I don't care about any of that. I will pay hundreds of dollars to see Messi play. Okay, again, I need to save up to go to school. Okay, I don't care. I don't care. I'm gonna, if Lionel Messi and Inter Miami go on to play in Lumen Field in Seattle, I will happily watch that. I don't even care if Seattle loses. Okay? And I know, I said like, I don't know, 10 minutes ago that I'm not going to glaze over Lionel Messi this entire podcast. And I won't. I promise I'll be done. But if Lionel Messi comes to Seattle, I will watch that. I will be there. So yeah. Anyways, that's that's all I got for that. And there is a Seattle Sounders game going on. I think it actually might be done by now. I'm not sure. But the game started at 7:30, so 2 hours ago. And the Sounders are supposed to be playing Austin FC, I think in Lumen Field. But they're probably done with that match by now. But I don't know the score of that match. I haven't watched it yet, but I can watch it later because of the season pass thing that I got. And so that's what I'm gonna do. While this podcast is being uploaded to YouTube and Spotify and stuff, I'm gonna do that while watching the Seattle Sounders game against Austin FC. And I don't know how good Austin FC is. I don't know anything about Austin FC. I basically know nothing about the MLS. I read one book about the history of the Seattle Sounders and their championship run that they had in 2016. Okay, I read one book about that, and I still don't know anything about the MLS. So especially not the MLS in terms of like very recent history, like within the last 5 years. So I have no idea how good these teams are. I know Miami's good. I know LAFC is good. The Columbus Crew from Columbus is they are the defending MLS champions. Okay, I know that. That's it though. That's all I got for you. So yeah. Anyways, but it's been a good experience. With this, watching the MLS. It hasn't completely filled the void of that the NFL always leaves for me. There's no Sunday matches or anything. Actually, there are a couple of Sunday matches for the MLS, but the majority of the games take place Saturday. Today's Saturday, so I don't know. There is a match tomorrow. I think it's New England versus Toronto or something. I might watch it, but I don't know. I might not. It depends on if there's anything I would rather be doing when that game is happening. But I definitely will watch the Seattle game later tonight. Anyways, oh my goodness, I just went on 18 minutes just talking about Lionel Messi, just glazing over Lionel Messi and the MLS. I think the MLS will blow up very soon. I think if it's not already blowing up now, they're getting big. They are getting big. I feel like the MLS and the WNBA are going to be on a very similar trajectory. Because the WNBA apparently is popping off as well. And so I wish nothing but the best for both of these leagues, but I don't expect to be watching any WNBA games anytime soon. I actually don't expect to watch any NBA games at all this year. Maybe I'll catch like a playoff game here and there, maybe an NBA Finals game here and there. I don't know. That whole league is rigged anyways, so it's like, do I really want to watch this thing? I don't know. I really don't know. And I don't really care either. You know, there's no Seattle Supersonics or anything. You know, so I'm just not invested in it at all. Anyways, let me change the channel since this soccer game stopped like 10 minutes ago, and I barely even noticed until now. Let me see if this stupid TV remote will even work. Okay, now it does after 5 million tries. My goodness, it's like if I press a number on the to change the channel, okay, on the remote, okay. I press let's say I want to go to channel 44, okay? Actually, to make it less confusing, let's make it 45, okay? If I wanted to change the channel to 45, okay, it would take forever for the TV to pick up that I'm pressing the 4, okay? And right when it picks up that I'm pressing the 4, okay? I go right to like the number 5, okay? But it'll take forever for it to pick up that, okay? That it ends up just thinking that I want to go to channel 4, okay? There is no such thing as a channel 4 on my television, okay? So that's like the first thing that happens. And then the second thing that happens is it picks up that I press the 4, okay? And then I start pushing the 5 in, okay? Because I want to go to channel 45, all right? And then it picks up that I'm pushing a 5, but then it adds another 5 onto that. So it thinks I want to go to channel 455. There is no such thing again on this television system that I got. Okay. I mean, I don't know if it's the remote, if it's the TV, but something is being moronic here, and it's just it's just frustrating. Okay. Oh my goodness. I don't know. It's just not a good cooperator, this thing. Anyways, there's a Seinfeld episode here. There's Kramer, Jerry Seinfeld. That's fun. I think I'll just turn into that. Anyways, how have you been these last couple of days? Have you been enjoying your leap day, your leap year? Have you been celebrating that? That's just very funny. Leap years, leap days. I don't understand why February gets screwed over with less days. Like, that's so random, Like, why only 28 days for February, Why not take the 31st day out of one of these other months, like I don't know what month has the 31 days? May. Okay, why don't we take the 31st day of May and just push it up to February? And while we're doing that, why don't we take the 31st day of July and push that up to February? That way, February has got 30 days in it, okay? And whenever there's a leap year, then February gets 31 days, And then that way, February doesn't have to feel so weird about everything, okay? So I don't know, like, why is it that February has only 28 days? It doesn't make any sense. Like, what is it about February 28th and March 1st? Is there like a thing there? Is it like, I don't know, is like something with the sun? Is that it? Like spring can't start until March is here, and so that's why March has got to come a day early or something? 2 days early? I don't know. Like, what is it about? Am I sounding crazy here? Like, the only thing that I'll give that is you know, it is kind of, because it's so random and so, like, atypical, you know, that it almost, I don't know, it kind of seems cool, but still, it's like, it's just so random. But anyways, you know, I hope that you all enjoyed the leap year for this year. But you know what, there should be a holiday every leap year, you know? There should be a holiday, you know? We're already working 365 days a year, okay? Do we really need to add another day on top of that? You know, why can't we just say, hey, you know, February 29th, it's another year that we're or another day that we're given. Why don't we just take a day off from our jobs, okay? We're already overworked in this country, okay? Let the Sigmas and the grindset males and, you know, Instagram influencers, let them, you know, go ahead and grind, okay, on February 29th if they want to, okay? But you know, us regular people, why don't we just take a day off? All right? Let's just take a day off and screw you, boss, okay? We're going to take a day off because it's another day that we're given. Okay? Every 4 years, it's just one day every 4 years, you know? People need to take a stand in this country. I mean, you know, what happened? I don't know. Maybe I sound crazy, but I don't think that's such a bad idea. Right? I don't know. I think it's just easy for anybody to just point at me and just say, hey, you know, that guy's a communist because he doesn't want to work one day out of the year, you know, and I'm not even employed, like, but I'm still voicing an opinion, you know. I would love a random day, you know, to just be dedicated to not working, you know. I guess that's already Labor Day, you know. There is that. Anyways, I'm gonna move on from these subjects because I feel like this podcast has just been me talking for 28 minutes about nothing. So let's just move on from this, okay? From these political shenanigans. All right. I hope you're all doing well. God, you know, my voice keeps, I don't know, there's something stuck in my throat or something. I don't know. Just took a sip of water to maybe help with that. I've been doing these podcast warm-ups for the last couple of episodes, including this one. Basically, I just I don't know, I do like I like massage my my cheekbones, my cheek muscles. I don't know, I kind of like jump around, do jumping jacks, do some stretches prior to doing the podcast. I like to do tongue twisters, you know, and I actually think that they're helping because I notice, like, I'm not like stammering as much anymore. I'm not like getting tripped up on my words. Well, right there, I just got tripped up on literally the word tripped. But aside from that, like, it's not happening as much. I think if you go back to like an early episode, like episodes 1 through, actually, like, I think the first 50 episodes that I've done, it's just been me, like I'm guaranteed, like one time I'll be like getting tripped up on my words, at least once. And like now it's not really happening as much, but it'll still happen. But I'm feeling a lot more confident because of those warm-ups that I've been doing. I've been feeling a lot more, I don't know, like my voice sounds a bit more loose. It sounds a bit more loose. I don't know, my tongue, I don't know, it's hitting all the right notes, So even my voice, I think my voice sounds a bit more. I think right now it sounds a bit more confident. It sounds a bit more determined, I guess. Is that a good word for it? I don't know. So yeah, like if you ever want to start your own podcast, I definitely recommend doing some stretches, doing some, I don't know, some sort of like do some jumping jacks prior to recording an episode. I don't know, it's all about like getting your body loose and the blood flowing and I guess releasing any tension that you have, like especially around the neck. Do some shoulder rolls and stuff, and then I don't know, test your octave range, your vocal range. I like to sing with my tongue out. I like to sing an entire song with my tongue out and like singing it with like different vocal ranges, and stuff like that. I think that's a cool way to do it. And then also, go and do some tongue twisters, I'll show you a tongue twister that I've just done a couple, I guess 35 minutes ago or something like that. I've done 3 of them. The first one was Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where's the peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked? It's one of those, where it's like saying the same exact thing, but just differently, like grammatically, it still makes grammatical sense, but it's just like, I don't know, you're kind of like reversing the order and stuff, which I think it's cheating, but whatever. It's still a good warm up, I guess. I actually did this one really fast on I think maybe my 8th try of doing this one. I just flawlessly. It was just fluent. It was fast. Very efficient. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Very fast like that, but without the mix up. I did one in Spanish, and I did another one in German. Okay, because I'm a sophisticated man. All right, I'm a sophisticated man, and God bless America. And I don't know why I just said that. I guess I'm distracted. You know what? The TV is really distracting me, so I'm just gonna turn it off. All right, so now it's just me and you, the listener. How have you been? As I ask you that question for the 3rd time today. I really hope that you're all doing well. Thank you to everyone who's been watching the the episodes that I've been dropping lately. I think the last episode, episode 83, it got 9 views as of yesterday. I think it might be sitting at 10 by now. I don't know. Hopefully it is, but still, 9 views over a week? Oh my goodness. Do I need a bodyguard? Okay, do I need to watch out for paparazzi? I mean, it's insane, and it's really nice. It's really cool. Although I do wish that the watch time was a little bit higher, okay? Because right now it's only at a minute 40 seconds, maybe less than that. So I wish that were higher, but still, I mean, it's good. It's very good. It proves that that more people are choosing to click on my videos, and it's very nice. So if that was you, if you were one of those people who saw my video and decided to click on it, thank you so much for doing so. It means a lot. I want to be able to make a living off of my podcast, I think that would be just awesome. I think that would be sick. That would be really cool. So, maybe I'll even sell my own merch and stuff. My own Patreon, I'll have my own Patreon. Do some exclusive content on Patreon, stuff like that. I'd love to be able to do that stuff. I think when you have a fan base, when you have a community dedicated to you, and to watching your stuff, to listening to your show and stuff, I think that's a very special thing, and I want to cultivate that by myself. Maybe not by myself. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe I'll bring a co-host in or something, a producer or something, later down the line. But I would love a fan base that would just listen to my show and also make a bunch of memes. I think that would be really cool. Making fun of me or roasting me or something. Of course, with taste, right? I don't want anybody to be mean or anything. I think that would be really cool. So, and I'm only getting started, but I think I'm heading in the right direction. I know I'm not the most consistent uploader on the planet, but I do want to be consistent with this podcast, and so far I have. Although, oops, sorry, just dropped a coin on my table here that I was playing with. What was I gonna say? I guess I was gonna say something about I better upload this podcast very soon because it's 9:51 right now, and I want to get this uploaded by midnight tonight, So I would technically still be on my streak of uploading an episode every single week, So yeah, hopefully I'll be able to do that. Can I somehow bend the laws and theories of time and space? Can I just get to because right now I'm at 39 minutes, okay, on this podcast, and I want to do at least 55. So is there any way to get to 55 quicker without the actual time moving regularly? Can I time travel through the recording while still it being 9:53 as it is right now? Did that make any sense? Am I sounding crazy? That's gonna be the title of the episode. Oh, am I sounding crazy? Um, I don't know what the thumbnail is gonna be. I think I might make it like a retro bowl thumbnail, like just like a, I don't know, like a picture of I don't know, like the retro bowl logo. I think maybe, I don't know. It seems like those thumbnails might be like the way to go. Just like very like cartoonish thumbnails, I think. And that might be what's attracting people to watch my stuff. I don't know. I'm just it's just a theory that I got. It's just a hunch. But nevertheless, I will try it. And this episode is going to be called Am I Sounding Crazy? So there I have it, you know. There I have it. I don't think that's a thing people say. I think I meant to say like a combination of there you have it and also like what else was I thinking of right there? I'm not sure. I'll do that though sometimes. I'll just like, you ever like think of two phrases in your head that could like apply to like any situation, like as you're talking? Like say you're having a conversation with your friend and they're like, "Oh my God, did you see Brittany today? You know, she looked pretty hot, you know." And then I don't know, maybe you think, maybe you're like, "Oh yeah, that's right. I saw her today as well. She looked," and then right as you say, you know, like your brain thinks of hot, but maybe it also thinks of like, I don't know, pretty, okay? And then maybe like your brain kind of like combines the two words, and so you end up saying something stupid like, "Yeah, you know, she looks pretty hardy," and then you're just like in an awkward silence with whoever you're talking to. That's happened to me several times in real life. Not like talking about, specifically about girls or anything, but just an everyday conversation. That'll happen to me, and it's just not a good thing to experience, because now the person that you're talking to is just, they just think that you're crazy, you know? And it's just like, man, I'm sorry that my brain just doesn't want to cooperate, you know? Can you please forgive me? So, anyways, oh man, what have I been doing this week aside from spending time playing Retro Bowl? I think, by the way, apologies for this like squeaky chair. Like, I wish that I could do something about the squeakiness of this chair, but at the same time, it's a rocking chair, you know? And so, like, I like rocking in it, and, like, I'm rocking on it right now, and it's not really making any noise, but if I ever decide to shift, if I ever shift, my body within the chair, like, say if I, decide to sit straight up, like, I notice that I'm, like, slouching. If I decide to sit straight up, you hear that? Like, that's just, like, it's so noisy, it's so distracting. It's just not good. So I apologize about that. But it's still a good chair. Like, I really like recording in this chair. It just feels very nice. I don't know, maybe I'm an old person at heart. You know what? Maybe I am an old person at heart. Yeah. maybe in my brain as well, because I'm not exactly the most like with my speech, I'm not exactly the most what's the word there, proficient, I guess. I always get constantly mixed up with like my words and stuff. I stammer sometimes. I think of two things at once to say, and my brain just combines the two, and I end up saying something stupid. I tend to ramble about things that just don't matter. And then on top of that, I'm sitting in a rocking chair. I got slippers on. The only thing that I need is a blanket over my knees. Okay, I have glasses. I have glasses. My hair, I didn't do my hair today. Right now it's just like a crazy mess right now. Yeah, I'm also lazy. I don't want to do anything at all, ever at all. I just, I don't know. Yeah, maybe I will, the thing about getting old is that, I think people who aren't old, they kind of, look at old people like very, very, I don't know, I think with, I guess like a certain kind of sadness, At least with me, I used to look at people who were like old and, seniors, right? With like, I don't know, I would just think like, man, like that person used to do so many things, and now because of their age, they're only able to do like, a certain number of things at a time, right? Like, and they're not able to like run anymore, for example. They're not able to like, I don't know, maybe do a pull-up, and that can be kind of sad, but I don't know, like if people are constantly like taking care of you and tending to you, I don't know. I think that can be like a cool life, right? You don't have to do anything because you've already done everything that you need. You're retired. You got all the money that you need, okay? You don't got to worry about all that stuff. You can just like sit back, relax, kick your feet up, and it'll be that way until you die, I actually think that's not a bad thing, and then even there, like, you still lived a life, even if you don't do anything for the rest of your life, it doesn't mean that you stop being I don't know, I guess like a father or a husband, or a wife or a mother if you're a lady, I think that would be kind of cool, so yeah, anyways, I don't know. I'm just sounding like a crazy person right now, probably. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say anymore on this podcast. I feel like with doing this show every week, I'm running out of things to say every week, and it's just like, oh my god. Like, I don't know. There's got to be something that I can say, something profound that I can say on this show right now, but I don't know. Maybe not. Oh man. I don't know what else to say on this show. Should I end it early? I'm not sure. I kind of want to look up Seattle Seahawks news, just to like see what's going on with like any off-season moves and stuff, but I'm kind of scared that Google will suggest like the Seattle Sounders game that surely must be over by now, and show me the score on accident, and I hate that. I really hate that. So I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna hope that everything's going all right with that organization. I mean, look, if I can't watch NFL football, I can still think about it, right? Who are we gonna draft at pick number 16? We're gonna go with a quarterback, O lineman, D lineman. What are we gonna do? Another wide receiver? No, come on, that would be stupid. That would be a waste. And people think that we gotta trade Tyler Lockett, we gotta trade DK, we gotta get rid of Geno. It's just like no, we have what we need now. Like all we need now is just like a good defense who can actually tackle, and we don't even need to do to make many moves over there. Like, sure, we might have to trade Jamal Adams. We might have to, I don't know, maybe cut a few players. But still, like, we still have personnel on defense. It's just like, I don't know, they kind of had like a weird year last year. And they didn't have many, I don't know, they just didn't have that competitiveness in there. They didn't have that fire within them, So it's just like, we just need to up that, And I think Mike McDonald might be able to bring us a good, good defense. I'm not even expecting like a Baltimore Ravens defense or like a 49ers defense or who else has a good defense? Who else has a good? Jets defense, right? All I'm asking is that we just make a couple of stops and a couple of tackles, okay? And we can just stop letting up so many yards to Matthew Stafford and Brock Purdy and whatever other quarterbacks that and offenses that await us, I think that I'm trying to wonder what our record is going to be next year. I think I actually calculated. I did this calculation a couple of weeks ago where, like, it was like an optimistic calculation, okay? And I looked at all the opponents that the Seahawks are playing. And I'm not going to list them here because that would take forever because I can't remember all of them. But optimistically, okay, I calculated that we would go 13-4 next year. Optimistically, that's the optimistic calculation, okay? 13-4 is the best that we can get to, according to me and my non-expert opinion, okay? And the worst that we can do is, you can imagine what the worst we can do is, okay? So I don't know, like, I think a more realistic record would be like 9-8 again, but with like we'd be able to go to the playoffs, no matter what happens, like we go 9-8, and actually, like, I don't know, I think if you go 9-8, then your probability of going to the playoffs would depend on like another team losing, you know, or like another team winning. So that's, that probably, that probably wouldn't be an ideal situation there. So yeah, but I mean, still, like 9-8 or 10-7, I think that would be like a good record for us to start off of, and then we'll just work up from there. I mean, we still got like a couple of years left in all our guys. Gino, we still got him for like another year after this one, and we're keeping him. So screw you, haters. And we still might draft a quarterback at 16. Like, that still might happen. And, that's so weird, right? That's so weird. Like, I don't know. I think I would be okay with drafting a quarterback. Just because, like, if the kick is there, we gotta partake. You know what I mean? We gotta have our slice of cake there, right? Again, I'm not making much sense here with whatever the hell I'm saying. Anyways, I hope you're all having a good day. That's the last time I'm gonna say that for this episode. I hope that you all have a good weekend. Watching, I don't know, whatever you like to watch, MLS. Oh my goodness, how did I not think of this? If you have Apple TV Plus, okay, and you like Charlie Brown, go check out It's the Little Things Charlie Brown. Go check that one out. It's like this short film that Apple made for Charlie Brown and the Peanuts gang, and it's Sally, and she finds a flower. Actually, it's dandelion that she finds, and but it's like right on top of the mound at the baseball park where the gang plays, and she's like, you know what? I'm not gonna let this flower get trampled. So no matter what happens, and that's the premise for the I don't know what you call it, the short film, I don't know, special there that they made. So that's the premise, and my goodness, I mean, for a children's program, like it was surprisingly deep. It was profound. There was a scene in there. It was just like, it felt like it was just a beautiful scene. I'm telling you, go watch that. You will not be disappointed. It's the Little Things Charlie Brown. And yeah, that's all I got to recommend for today. So yeah, go check that out. Anyways, I'm gonna finish this podcast because I gotta get this uploaded. So I've only got like an hour and 45 minutes to do so. So I gotta move quick. You have a good week. All right. Thank you for listening, and yeah, I will catch you in the next one, episode 84. Hope you enjoyed it. Good night. Take care.